There's a whole lot of white people who are now upset that they voted for Trump. So I just want to point out this lesson and thing we do in the black community where we say all skin folk and kin folk. Y'all voted for that man because he's white and you didn't want to see a black woman become the president. And now you see all skin folk and kin folk. I don't feel sorry for y'all at all.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So as we know, these MAGA people, especially the farmers, they are, the ones who proudly voted for Trump, right? They're now regretting it, and badly, because apparently now they're losing their farms, they're losing money, and they're realizing that a lot of his promises that he made to them were all empty. And Democrats, they're saying they're getting what they voted for. Anyways, let's watch these clips and we'll come back and talk about it.
This to me is like, you voted for him and now you're seeing the true colors. Now you want people to feel sorry for you. I don't feel sorry for you, man. I don't feel sorry for you at all. You knew this was going to happen, and now you want people to pity party. Nah. This is your issue. Now you're going to have to actually work. I don't give a F. You wanted Trump. You advocated for Trump. Now you got what you wanted. Now enjoy your next 4 years, because it's only going to get worse.
PSA, MAGA supporters who are now regretting their vote. We don't care. What you need to do with that energy is you all form an alliance, right? And then you guys go and fight for what you know is right. But don't expect any flowers or a particular take parade because you guys have now come to your senses, right? Because your marbles was all thrown over the floor for the past, let's just say years. So if you are now a MAGA supporter and you know you made the wrong decision, baby, don't cry to us. Don't expect us to take you in with love. Don't expect us to just forget the fact that you voted against us, right? Because you need to now do some self-reflection and ask yourself why you voted against yourself, okay? That's it.
But some folks who aren't feeling Trump's optimism right now are American farmers, and they are stuck in the middle of all of this.
Frank, who did you vote for president?
Mr. Trump.
Right?
Trump. Mr. Trump.
If the election were today, Frank, would you vote for Donald Trump?
No way. Couldn't happen. No.
You voted for President Trump. So now, in this moment, you say you're in a free fall. What is your message to him?
So I'm off the Trump train. Where I'm going for now is I got to protect my business.
Highland, a wheat farmer who says he's lost $400,000 since Trump took office.
I think there was a lot of people who voted for him that want to stay loyal to him, but it's going to get to the point where financially, if it's between supporting the president or losing your family farm.
You voted for the president?
Yes, I did.
And do you support these policies which might be hurting farmers like you?
Right now, we're the ones that are taking the hit.
I think he's sort of backstabbing the main people who got him into office in the Midwest, and he just left us down.
Now, here's the thing. There are some people on this app that are calling for us to have empathy for these farmers. They have empathy for these farmers that were MAGA supporters and ignored all the other red flags and all the other signs and all the bad things that Donald Trump has done. And then for us to have empathy for them. I don't want them to lose their farms. I don't want people to go hungry. I don't want the people that are going to be affected by this most, which are lower income, single mothers, people like that. I don't want them to have to suffer for the consequences of these men and their actions. But let's be honest, sometimes you have to learn the lesson the hard way. And that's what they're doing right now. They are learning the lesson the hard way because they didn't listen to every single person out there that was screaming from the top of their lungs, saying how dangerous this man was, talking about Project 2025. They ignored the fact that he's a felon. They ignored the fact that he is a man who has assaulted women. They ignored those facts. They didn't care about that. And they let billionaires take over. So for now, no, I do not have empathy for them. Maybe I will in a week or 2 weeks, but right now I don't. I have empathy for the people that will suffer because of their actions.
So this is another classic "we warned you" moment, and they just keep coming, right? MAGA farmers believed that Trump would fix the system for them, but instead his policies have made farming harder, right? From deporting immigrant workers to cutting programs that they depended on, they are now watching their businesses quite literally sink, right? Some are even speaking out against him publicly. They're crying, they're going on social media and, just expressing their regrets, for voting for Trump.
U.S. farmers are starting to regret their vote for Trump. From beekeepers to soybean to hay producers, all of them are starting to say, I never thought that voting for Trump 3 times would result in me losing tens of thousands of dollars. A beekeeper out of North Carolina says, yeah, I proudly voted for Trump all 3 times. I flew flags for him and put signs for him in the yard. But now I'm out tens of thousands of dollars due to lost federal funding and tariffs, so I cannot export my products, my honey and my wax, to other countries like I could before, and nobody's buying it in the United States. Hay producers in Idaho and Utah that export alfalfa hay to China are now seeing 135% tariffs put on their product, and all of a sudden, they don't have anywhere to ship it. They held it all winter in hopes of sending it off to China in the spring, and now China's not willing to buy. Soybean producers are once again being hit harder than they were in the first Trump administration, and China, for its part, has diversified where it pulls these products from, with Brazil becoming the #1 soybean exporter, and other countries picking up the slack for honey, for beeswax, and for hay around the world. Now, China's doing a great job diversifying, and the United States has relied on exports to China for so long that it's...
So the other day I heard that in Nebraska, farmers are about to lose their farms because they voted for Trump. If they only had someone to let them know that voting for him was going to be so disastrous. Oh no, wait, they did. But I guess the only thing left to do now is to sing about it. There was a farmer had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. He was racist and he voted for Trump, E-I-E-I-O. With a racist here and a racist there, here, there, everywhere there's ICE raids. There was a farmer had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Keyword here is had.
This is the consequences when we chose the wrong direction. Oh my God. Yes. It is what it is. Make America great. Yeah, low prices.
What do you mean you didn't know? I am being so sincere right now because I truly want to understand how it is possible that in this day and age where we have access to any piece of information that we want in our hands, and we have 40 years of history that we can look back on for this individual, where a scenario exists that you legitimately wouldn't know. There have been dozens of women who have made allegations of SA that span 4 decades. There's video, pictures, audio, testimonies, flight logs. He has been held accountable in court for one of those essays. Where's the confusion? This is also an individual that has a history of conning people, not paying people. He's been in court hundreds of times over the last 4 decades. And I think he's lost about 92% of these lawsuits because he, in fact, does scam and cheat people. He has been found guilty of fraud in a court of law on 30 however many counts. Where's the confusion? Why are you not connecting that all of those things that span 40 years are the same exact person that is now in the White House right now? Where's the disconnect? And beyond that, where was the confusion about his policies? He told you what he was going to do. There's a 900-page manifesto. I know he said that, no, I don't know anything about that. But before the election, I asked, what is the difference between the policies that he's presenting and he's owning up to and the policies in Project 2025? I never got an answer because they were in fact the same. What he was saying out loud as the policies that he wanted to implement was what was in Project 2025. Yet we were told, no, that's not the case. How did you not know? I want to understand.
All right, bitches, story time. So I was talking to a buddy of mine today at work. Clearly, I'm just leaving the gym. There's a fuck ton of MAGAs in there and a fucking red state from hell. But needless to say, I was talking to a buddy at work today. And he is a Democrat, but he also voted for Trump. So I don't know what the fuck that makes him. But either way, he kind of told me the same thing as I've already known. Trump lied to America. He did. He lied to you. He told you he was going to have a wall built that Mexico was going to pay for. We paid for it. He said he was going to have a war stopped while he was president-elect. He did not. He said he was going to make the groceries go down. He did not. He made them go up. He said he was going to bring gas down. He has not. It has went up. We've also got a trade war going on, which has affected people's jobs. He also ran so he would avoid prison. And my buddy that voted for him actually said, out of his own mouth, he lied to us. And he did. And that's why my comments have went way down from MAGA people talking shit to me, because you voted for a pathological liar. And everybody in this fucking gym right here that you can see, okay, they know he lied as well. And that's why they're in there sulking and crying and whining and bitching, because the man they voted for, the man they thought was going to be their savior, lied to them, lied to you. So MAGAs, you got what was coming for you.
The frustration is real. I mean, some of these farmers are losing generational land. I mean, land that has been in their family for decades, right? And while the sympathy isn't strong from people who didn't vote for Trump, this is still a nationwide issue, right? Food production, job losses, economic hits, all of it affects everyone, not just MAGA voters. Anyways, credit to all the original creators of the videos, and thank you so much for tapping in when you saw this video. My question for you is, do you think that these regrets will actually change how they vote next time, right? Because that's what really matters. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on my next one.